All right, so the next line of business, actually, I'm trying to drink my coffee and my tea, so I'm gonna throw some ice in it. It's hot, as you do. And pour some of my cold water into these. I'm trying to drink them now, but they hot, daddy, hot. Y'all remember that Kevin Hart skit? Whenever I start talking about stuff being hot, that's all I think about. He was talking about his son being a kid, like hot, daddy, hot. Definitely. Remind me of Lil Wayne and Carter Ford. He's like, his tea is at a real good temperature right now. So am I. Silly. But all right. So the name of this is called Jesus Calling. And I always tell people you don't necessarily have to be a follower of Jesus. You don't necessarily have to revere Jesus as God in order to read this book and to walk away with something edifying. And so this is just a daily devotional that gets you prepared for the day and reminds you that life in the world is bigger than you and outside of yourself. You feel me? We're living in his presence and denying ourselves. So, January 3rd. Refresh yourself in the peace of my presence. This peace can be your portion at all times and in all circumstances. Learn to hide in the secret of my presence. Even as you carry out your duties in the world, I am both with you and within you. I go before you to open up the way, and I also walk alongside you. There could never be another companion as devoted as I am. Because I am your constant companion, there should be a lightness to your step that is observable to others. Do not be weighed down with problems and unresolved issues, for I am your burden bearer. In the world you have trials and distress, but don't let them get you down. I have conquered the world and deprived it of power to harm you. In me you may have confident peace. Oh, this is a nice little reminder. How great is your goodness, which you have stored up for those who fear you, which you have wrought for those who take refuge in you, before the sons of men. You hide them in the secret place of your presence from the conspiracies of man. You keep them secretly in a shelter from the strife of tongues. I have told you these things so that in me you may have perfect peace and confidence. In the world you have tribulation and trials and distress and frustration, but be of good cheer. Take courage, be confident, certain, and undaunted, for I have overcome the world. I have deprived it of power to harm you, and I've conquered it for you. So in this world, you have trials and distress, but don't let them get you down. That's something right there that's sometimes way easier said than done. Where it's like, we'll know that there's things coming up that are hard, are going to try us. And sometimes we'll let ourselves be bogged down and weighed down with negativity and stress and worry, but isn't the opposite of what we should be doing, because we know that the world exists and that we are in the world, but we're not supposed to be of the world. And so the circumstances of the world aren't supposed to affect us in the same way, because we know that God is sovereign, Jesus is king, and that all has already been fulfilled. So there's nothing that needs to be done other than us maintaining, right? And so you do the things that you have to in order to maintain in this life, but we don't have to be attached and tied down to it, because we've already overcome it and transcended it in Christ. We're eternal. Our beings are eternal. The essence of us is eternal. So this moment is only this big in the grand scheme of things. Therefore, I'm not going to be too stressed out about it or weighed down, because this too shall pass. The storm shall always pass, right? And so it's like giving ourselves that reminder and reminding ourselves to relax and breathe into that, and giving ourselves the permission to understand that, because we'll understand it intellectually, but we don't lean into it and we don't breathe into it and we don't accept it as the truth. We just be like, all right, Jesus already died for my sins and this is already attained for it. All right, what was I doing? And we go right back to what we were doing, instead of relishing in the fact that all is already accomplished, and anything that we do need to accomplish will be accomplished through the strength and will granted us by Christ. So I live by the airport and I'm seeing a plane take off. I don't think in the last 2 years, I don't think I've ever seen a plane going this way. So I'm just kind of confused. Usually planes are coming this way and in this part of the sky because they're landing. So I'm just like, is everything okay? That's awkward. And so it says, I have conquered the world and deprived it of power to harm you. And so it's like the world cannot harm us. We do disservice to ourselves and injustice to ourselves by harping and repeating all of the negativities of the world and thinking about the aspects of our life that aren't going right. But if we think about the aspects of our life that are going right, it'll put us in a different type of mind state, in a different mood of confidence and of joy, because we'll remember that it's already been written, it's already been atoned for. Jesus has already come. And not only that, but he's with us right now. Anything that I have going on within me can also be transferred to him. Any issue that I have, I can talk to him about it. Any shortcoming that I have, I can ask him for his strength. And it's like the strength of God is made clear in our own weakness because we give him the space to actually act through us and to be activated, right? And so it says, this peace can be your portion at all times and in all circumstances. Learn to hide in the secret of my presence, even as you carry out your duties in the world. That's the thing that we have to learn how to do. How do we live in this constant reminder of his sovereignty, of his atonement, of the fact that he already came and went, of the fact that he's there for us? That's the secret. That's the key that we have to find within ourselves. And whenever I think about the idea of hiding away in his presence or in the secret place, I also think about I had a teacher who told us that everything is yoga and everything is meditation. And that's when you take the attention that you have on something outside of yourself and you put it into a understanding of everything that's going on is bigger than me, right? The fact that I'm sitting here in front of these cameras talking to you, I didn't create these cameras. I don't have the clear understanding of how they function, how they work, any of that. And so it's like understanding that a lot of things in life are divine and a lot of things in life are extraordinary and I don't understand them. So all I can do is be appreciative and thankful. So like I'm just in awe and appreciative of the fact that my arm works and I'm thankful for it. That is me being in communion with Christ, with God, because God made my body and he made me being able to be thankful. And so that act of showing of constant recognition and appreciation is an act of hiding away in God's presence and in his peace. It is giving a reminder of his sovereignty and of his goodness because you're relishing on it. It says in the Bible to meditate on his word, right? And part of meditating is just to live in a reminded state, to remember. And so if we remember, like, wow, the grace of God extends beyond anything I can imagine, for the simple fact I'm taking a breath. The sun came up today is a simple act of the grace of God. And me giving reverence to that is me giving thanks. And so if I start to live in the reminder of everything around me is only capable because of the grace and mercy of God. That is me now being appreciative of God, right? And it's also me meditating on the state of this world and the state of Christ. You feel me? And the state of God, because all things are God, all things are Christ, all things are us. So when we sit down and we just allow ourselves to be appreciative and to be in a state of awe, that right there is reverencing God right there and living in communion with him, right? And showing your appreciation. And so God is like a parent. The more you show appreciation for the good things that they do in your life, the more willing they'll be to give you and show you good things in your life, right? And so we all just have to slow down a little bit and then also just remember that we do nothing of our own vanity, of our own strength. I cannot make my autonomous nervous system react. I don't even understand how it works. I cannot make the earth generate oxygen. Personally, I can't do that. So me acknowledging the fact that it's there is me acknowledging the sovereignty of Christ because he controls it. God controls these things. And if I can remind myself of this, bro, I'm not about to stress myself about nothing. Cause at the end of the day, I don't control it, bro. At the end of the day, I can't make not a damn, not a nothing. Just wish and ask, pray, and hope. Yes, I can control the things around me. I can open and close this book, but I didn't even give myself the strength to be able to open and close the book. So all I can do is be thankful that what I'm thinking is actually happening and that what I want, I can actually bring into fruition. That's all I can do is be thankful of the opportunity to be able to register things, see them, and accept them. That's it. I can't force anything to go the way I wanted to. I can't make anybody act a certain way. I cannot do anything but control my being and hope for the best. And praise God for giving me the opportunity to use these things, to be a vessel of his command. You feel me? And so it's like, if we step away from what we want out of life or what we want out of the day or the physical items we're trying to buy and the car that we want, like if we step outside of getting and obtaining physical things, you'll realize how big life is and how much of it you don't understand or control. And it'll just cause you to be a little bit more appreciative and thankful for some things. And once you get into that state of appreciation and thankfulness, you can now commune with God on a regular basis. And you can now walk with Christ on a regular basis. And it's as simple as that. It's as simple as getting beside yourself and getting beside your own vain want to be able to experience and reverence the Lord and God and see the sovereignty of him in this world. And like that, I'm off this. We got a podcast to go shoot. Love and light, many blessings. It's your boy Diesel. Lone Wolf out, be